Hi, I'm Tom from Just One Pack and welcome to the TCG Advent Calendar, where I open a pack every day up until Christmas from some random TCG, I don't know. Today's the 9th, so I've turned on this camera so you sort of can follow along when I open this. Now, I have no idea what's in this, and if you watch many of these by now, the previous 8, you would know this already. But let's get into this, see what's in the pack. Oh, I ripped that hard. Let's see, come on. Haha! This one I do know. Flesh and Blood Everfest. Well, this was from when I was still playing the game. So, and this is paper wrappers, by the way. If any other TCGs are listening, paper wrappers, please. Well, there is an environmental side to this, but it's just so easy, right? Everfest was, when I played Flesh and Blood, one of the best sets available. So we have 10 cards here. Yes. If you don't know Flesh and Blood, they have this interesting setup where you pitched cards from your hand as resources, and this symbol up in the corner tells you how many resources you can pitch this for. So this one would be pitched for 2. Now that's very is a bit of cumbersome way to say which one, because most cards come in 1, 2 and 3 pitch combinations, where the stats differentiate a little bit, and therefore they have this barcode, color code in the top, going red for 1, yellow for 2 for resource, and blue for 3 resources. It's very clever. Up in the corner, of course, the price. Now, why they chose way back to put black text on red background for people like me with some sort of impairment there, I don't know, but they did. But that looks really, really cool. This is Wax On. I'm not saying this is Mr. Miyagi, but it might be. Wax On, Steadfast, instants like quick actions in Alpha Clash, or they're called instants in Magic too, as far as I remember. It's been a while. 3 cost Guardian instant. Another Ride the Tailwind. So a cool thing about this, hopefully that will be a yes. A cool thing about this is this game is the border around the cards. Now most game has the same border on each and every card. Flesh and Blood doesn't. So ninja cards will have this ninja border. And I say ninja cards, I think it's actually something about the city or the region they're from. But still, they have one. This is the Mechanologist. So right at the bottom is an action, an attack action. Mechanologist was my faction. Just, you can sort of do with that what you will. But that is, I would have played this 6 attack and 3 defense, which is really good, and boosted. That was my favorite mechanism from when I played this. Zoom in, another classic Mechanologist boost function. Again, you see this border around here. This is a rune chant. This is a token. You can't play that, and you can't pitch for resources. Actually, you can't go to your hand. It's something you sort of create, like a calendar or something. It worked really, really well. Pyroglyphic protection, a wizard action. Wizards were interesting when I played this, and because they sort of played on the other player's turn. You can almost go to a point where say, whose turn was this again? It's an interesting way to do a card game when you're most of your turn playing as a specific character or class. It happens. You don't do anything on your turn. You do everything on your opponent's turn. That's really an interesting bit. It's not for everyone, and most people hate when you do that. But it is a mechanism. It's a fun one-off, so to speak. This is the wizard action with the magical wands in the side. One of the interesting things about this, this is another right to tailwind. Let's see, was the other one this was a good way to look at this. This is the same card, pointing out the cost thing about the red being a 1 and the yellow being a 2. And if you go here, there's a blue paying 3, but it's not the same card. And what you'll notice is that they may cost the same, but the stats are just slightly altered. So you may get more effect, but less value out of it from paying stuff. Anyway, that was sort of the trade-off you would go into with these. One of the interesting things about Flesh and Blood for me was it played so much different when it came out. I'm guessing it still does. It played so much different than other TCGs, where usually in a TCG you build up your board state, get into a bigger and bigger board state, and you swing harder and harder and defend better and better, of course, as well. Where in Flesh and Blood you sort of wear each other down. Interesting way of putting it, and in the context of that, when this story is sort of a melee kind of match where you're fighting out together, and that fits really well with that fact. Anyways, this is the Potion of Luck. Let's hope for that. I have had quite a few runs with the camera in these series. Rune Blot Incarnation, and that is a rare card. And that, by the way, Potion of Luck is a rare card as well. You can tell the rarity down in the bottom. Anyway, that was a cool back. That was one I knew, but I even played this one. Will that be the case tomorrow? I don't know. Let's see tomorrow. Join me, and we'll open one more.